you're not a multimillionaire and billionaire, keep scrolling. Guys, now you're here. I want to have a chat. Look, our country is in trouble and we need to fund our public services. You guys have got a lot. We're just asking for a little bit of it. A 1% tax on your assets of £10 million or more, or 2% on £1 billion or more, could be about 15 to 25 billion pounds we put straight into our economy. By the way, if you don't do this, we're going to take it anyway. So let's just do it nicely. Cool, thanks. Everyone else, you can come back now. Bye.
That was Zack's message, particularly I think probably to you, Adam, asking you to give him 1 or 2% of your assets. And good idea?
I'm not convinced that I qualify yet, Duncan, unfortunately, but when I do, I'll be sure to write to Zack and just volunteer that, of course. I mean, there's a few problems, isn't there? Let's face it. Well, we've talked before about how when you're in that sort of bracket, you tend to be fairly flexible as to where you live. You probably already own half a dozen properties around the world in wonderful locations. You're not married to anywhere, and the idea of a tax on that, for a start, what Rachel Reeves did with the non-doms and what Jeremy Hunt was doing with the non-doms didn't make an awful amount of sense. There's a sense of fairness, I think, in what Zack's trying to do, but it doesn't mean that it economically translates to smart ideas realistically. So one of the chief problems is really, I don't know if Zack would know this, because he embarrassed himself a little bit, I thought, when he was on The Rest Is Politics, which I think is a fairly soft gig, to be honest. I mean, Alistair Campbell, you know where he is. Rory Stewart, you know where he is. But they're both largely centrist. Alistair's obviously a proud lefty, but he's not a far lefty like Zack. And he let Rory do the heavy lifting. And Rory's economic figures are not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But Zack kind of proves he doesn't really do maths that well. And you'd probably prefer Diane Abbott in charge, to be honest with you. So I think, you know, raising 25 billion, even if it did, which it wouldn't, right? But raising 25 billion, Zack's not really given any thought to the fact that that's going to be less than 2.5% of government spending. So increasing things by less than 2.5% is not going to be a big material difference. It's largely what happens in real terms every year anyway, Duncan, with the tax that we already raised.